Will you support strong illegal immigration enforcement to include giving police officers the power to arrest illegals regardless of whether they committed a violent crime or regardless of whether they broke an additional law besides illegal entry into the country?
Yes, if the legislature passed the law, we would enforce it here in Pinellas County.
Will you support and implement the use of E-Verify for all hiring in the Sheriff's Office?
Yeah, and that's and you talk about E-Verify to confirm citizenship,
and we should be doing that now with the I-9s. I don't know if you're familiar with the I-9s, and hopefully the I-9s we require now. That's a form that you have to fill out. But as far as verifying citizenship, especially as a public sector employer, especially as a Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, we need to make sure that everybody's a citizen or in the country lawfully, and whatever it takes to do that, we need to do it.
Yeah, thank you. Tell us your commitment to cutting the Sheriff's Office budget even more and postponing new capital expenditures in buildings and projects such as the Central Communications Center at $70 million, arguably, out of penny for Pinellas money.
Well, I'm absolutely committed to doing everything we can to continue to cut the Sheriff's Office budget. You know, there's a saying, at least I have the saying, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And just because you have the money doesn't mean you should spend it. And that's one of the problems that we've had, because the money that's been there is, especially past administrations in the Sheriff's Office, is if it's there, they spend it. We don't do business that way, and I've challenged people not to do business that way. And you come to the end of the fiscal year, and you got a pot of money sitting there. The way it was done in the past was they spent it, so then they could justify increasing the budget the next year. That's insanity, okay? Is that you make people justify it in the 11th month of the year, the 12th month of the year, the same way you do in the first month of the year. So I'm absolutely committed to making sure in where we can, if we can outsource it to the private sector and the private sector can do it faster, better, cheaper than we can, then we'll do that. If it's something we need to keep, we keep it. But we're continuing to scrub every place in the Sheriff's Office to make sure that we have cut and we have eliminated and we have been as efficient. And there's still room to go. Anybody that tells you that there isn't room to go, I don't think they're telling you the truth, because, and they're being candid with you about it, because there is more room to go. Now we're getting down closer to the down closer to the core in some things, but we will continue to evaluate, so I'm absolutely committed to that. And what was the second part? There was a second part to that question that had to do with...
Well, the Central Communications Center.
Oh, the Central Communications Center. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the things with that is that, and I will fight this tooth and nail. Right now, the way it's designed
is that the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and County 911 are going to be housed under one roof, but it's totally separate management, totally separate supervisors. There's no consolidation of that. And I've talked to the administrator about it. I've talked to the commissioners about it. That is insanity, the way the thing's designed, because you're going to have a phone call that comes in that's going to be answered by a 911
person, and that 911 person is going to transfer it over here to this person who's a Sheriff's Office dispatcher, and watch this person while you're sitting on the phone in the same room, and watch this person answer the call from the caller who wants police services. It's crazy. That has to change. And I'm going to fight that, and I'm going to fight it as hard as I possibly can. And if they try and move us in under one roof without some sort of consolidation, I'm going to raise all kinds of cane about it, because I think it's absolutely wrong to do that.
Okay. The Occupy movement has First Amendment rights, but their agenda is escalating, and now hundreds have been arrested. Additionally, police have been injured, property has been destroyed, and there has been infringement on others' rights. What is your view of this movement?
Well, everything that you talk about there in the latter part, infringement of rights, can't be tolerated. We shouldn't do that. Look, people have a right, and there is a First Amendment right, and I think we have to absolutely respect that, just like we have to respect Second Amendment rights, etc. But it has to be done in a responsible way. It has to be done in a way that's productive. And if people are a threat to public safety and they're disruptive, etc., then appropriate action has to be taken. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a correct way to do it. And to the extent that they are affecting public safety, affecting others, and infringing on others' rights, then law enforcement has to step up and take the appropriate action.
Can you tell us what you know about Agenda 21? In line with this, what actions would you take to protect people and private property?
Agenda 21, I'm just not familiar with it.
Okay. Describe martial law. How could it come about, and if you have considered such a possibility in Pinellas County?
Well, I don't think it could come about, and if we considered it, no. I think it's a hypothetical. I really don't think that ever happen here. Again, the federal government has a role. That role is a limited role. The role of local government, the role of cities, the role of counties, the role of sheriffs is general powers, general police powers, and that needs to rest with the local government. We don't need a strong federal government, a strong central government. It should be decentralized. It should be all with the locals. And I think as long as we stand fast with that, that will never happen here, or could never happen here. I don't think any of us would ever stand for that.
Describe, in your opinion, the success or failure of Pinellas homeless housing strategies such as Safe Harbor, your predictions on the growth of this population, and the sheriff's role in management.
Well, I'll tell you, Pinellas Safe Harbor is a jail diversion program, and it works, and it saves money. The cost to house an inmate in the Pinellas County Jail is $106 a day, and people are coming in and out of the jail on a revolving door. There's one man down here in St. Petersburg, and his name's Alan Mason. So put a face with a situation, put a name with a situation. St. Pete Police Department in a 5-year period arrested him 74 times. He spent 560 days in the Pinellas County Jail and cost you and me and everybody else about $70-something thousand. The list of Alan Masons is this long because the police departments are using the criminal justice system as a dumping ground for a social problem. They didn't provide a solution to it. And we saw these people coming into the jail every single day, not on a real crime, because they don't have a place to go to the bathroom, so it's urinating in public. Drinking within 500 feet of a bar, having an open container of alcohol, because the cities didn't have a solution, so they're using us. They're using the county jail as an expensive solution. It's not a solution at all. It exacerbates the problem. We needed to do something. Everybody's talked about it. The Homeless Leadership Network, all the other groups in Pinellas County have been talking about this for 10 years. So I went to Mayor Bill Foster. We collaborated. We came up with a solution. Was it perfect? No. Is it still perfect? Is it perfect now? No. But it's been open now for 11 months. And I can tell you that we have made a difference. There is less homeless people sleeping on cardboard boxes in downtown St. Petersburg, and importantly, because we're saving money, and the jail is being run more efficiently. $106 a day to house somebody at the Pinellas County Jail, less than $20 a day to house somebody at Safe Harbor, and the majority of that is non-county general fund money. It's grant money, it's from some federal dollars, it's a variety of sources, and ordinance arrest bookings at the Pinellas County Jail are down by 44%. We're giving them case management services, we're giving them counseling services so we can try and get them employed, try and get them out there to be productive members of society. If all you do with an Alan Mason is St. Pete arrests him, put him in the jail, he goes back to the street. St. Pete arrests him, put him in the jail. That's just a burden on society, it's a burden on the criminal justice system, it's too expensive, it's not sustainable, and it's not the right thing to do. So I was instrumental in driving force in Safe Harbor and is a jail diversion program because the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, us as taxpayers, can't afford that because it's not a solution. It's not the right thing to do. We got a lot of people in that jail who need to be there, who've done some very bad things, and that's what those spaces need to be reserved for. We got 3,200 people in the jail, 200 on the floor. If those 450 people that we have at Safe Harbor were at the jail, we'd have to open another housing unit, and it would cost us roughly about $2.8 million to do that. We don't need to do that. Safe Harbor works, and it's a jail diversion program, and it's a diversion program that tries to turn people around, trying to get them employed, get them mental health services so that they can go out and be productive members of our society. I walked into Frank Walker Ford on US 19 a couple weeks ago. There's a guy who was at Safe Harbor who's working there in the lobby, and he has a job, and he's weaning himself out of Safe Harbor so he can go out and get his own mobile home, and he's now not on the streets anymore. So my view of it is, from the sheriff's office role, we got to keep these people who don't belong in the jail out. We have to provide cost-efficient alternatives, and it's a good jail diversion program that is demonstrated to save money and save a lot of money. $106 a day versus less than $20 a day, and break the cycle of homelessness. And that's what Pinellas Safe Harbor is doing. And those are the facts.
Okay. Thank you. That's it?
Okay. Thank you very much. Very nice to meet everybody. Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
We appreciate it very much.
Yep, sure.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for
coming.
the opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Take care. Okay, bye-bye.